Good morning, one and all. I, Dr. M.B. Tadwalkar, is here to deliver the sixth lecture on the first unit of the mechatronics, that is, Introduction to the Mechatronic Systems. In the previous five lectures, we have discussed the definition of the mechatronics, its key elements, its applications, its characteristics, the real-time examples of the mechatronic systems, and the mechatronics design process. We have also discussed some of the mechanical components like gears, belts, and the pulleys that are being used in the mechatronic systems. Today we will discuss the system modeling, the mathematical modeling of the systems, and the example of the spring mass and the damper systems, especially subjected for the translational and the rotational motion. The system modeling is actually considered here in this particular slides. The models are actually the mathematical representation of the systems. The example of such a system will be the weather forecasting. These dynamic models actually allows the dynamics that can be simulated and analyzed without the building the systems physically. These models are not exact, but they are predictive. To analyze and understand the behavior of these systems, the mathematical models are actually used. These mathematical models describes the input and output relationship of the systems. In the second year control system subjects, you might have studied the behavior of the systems by studying the transfer function. The actual transfer function is actually obtained here by subjecting the system to the inputs and studying the output or the response of the systems. And from that input output relationship, the behavior of the systems can be examined with the help of the transfer function. So similar thing is considered here also in these mathematical modeling of the systems. The basic forms of the systems are actually considered here as a mechanical system, in which the mechanical components are being actually used here to comprise the systems. In electrical systems, we are considering the use of the electrical components like resistors, inductors, capacitors. You have studied that mathematical model in the control systems. The thermal systems are also there, where these systems are subjected to the input, and a response of the system will be obtained here by studying the input output relationship in the thermal systems. The thermal behavior can be again predicted. In the fluid system, in this particular case, the application of the input to these particular fluid systems like the hydraulic or the pneumatic systems, the behavior of the system can be examined. There are certain steps that are actually considered here to be followed for the formation of the mathematical model of the systems. The first particular step is actually considered here to define the building block of the system. For example, in the spring mass and the damper, we are considering these particular individual components. Then we are considering their functional block diagram in the shape 2, that will be actually used here for the definition of the basic relationship among the parameters. In case of, for example, the spring, we are considering application of the force F and the actual motion of this particular spring corresponding to this particular force applied. And we are considering the various particular parameters that are associated with this particular motion of the spring. So this similar thing is considered in the step 2. In the third step, we are combining all these building blocks and then applying the basic laws that will be actually used to describe the mathematical relationship among these building blocks. The fourth step is actually for development of this characteristic equation of the system in terms of the input and output parameters. And lastly, we are describing the characteristic equation that defines the mathematical model of the system. This is the actual example that is shown in this slide here for building block of the mechanical system. You can see here there are three figures, figure A, B and C. That three figures are actually corresponding for the springs in the figure A, the dashpot in the figure B and the masses in the figure C. On the bottom side of this particular figure A, you can see the spring to which the force F is applied as the input, and due to this particular force applied, the output, resultant output, will be considered here as a displacement X. The first particular figure in the figure A, the top side of the figure A showing here with the actual spring with the symbol of a resistor, which is actually connected to the fixed support on the left hand side, and on the right hand side of that particular resistive element like a spring, the force F has been applied. And due to that particular force applied, the resultant change as the output displacement X is shown here in the middle part. In the figure B, you have seen the dashpot on the bottom sides. The symbol of the dashpot will be considered here on the top side of this figure B, with the dashpot with the force applied F, and due to this particular opposition force due to the fluid, the force resistance has been shown here. In the figure C, the mass has been shown on the bottom side due to the application of the force F. There is a displacement output X. On the top side of the figure C, there is again the same thing has been shown here with the acceleration. The resultant change is considered again in the displacement X. Now, these particular things are again described here with the mathematical model. In the first particular case, for the building block for the spring, we have considered the force applied will be resulting into the Fx. The F is equal to Kx, where K is actually considered here as a spring constant, and the resultant change is the displacement X. In the second particular block for the dashpot, it is considered here due to the force of opposition, there is a velocity change, and that is again considered here with F is equal to C into dx by dt, that is equal to C into V. So there is a speed of the body due to this particular application of the force F, and the force of opposition due to the fluid. In the third particular block for the masses, in this particular case, because of the inertia, the actual mass will not be moved suddenly due to the application of the force, but it will be accelerated, and because of that, the F is equal to ma or m into d2x by dt2 has been considered in the mathematical expression for the third block. Now it is time to combine all these three blocks to define this particular mechanical system for the translational motion, and that has been shown in this particular slide. The spring, the dashpot, and the mass has been shown on the left top of this particular figure. The symbol has been shown on the right side of this top side of the figure, and on the bottom side, due to the application of the force F, there are two particular forces that are opposing, that is the acceleration due to the mass and the velocity due to the dashpot. The displacement is the resultant change that has been shown with the arrow. So this particular thing has been described mathematically, and the resultant force F has been produced. So the total applied force F will be considered here on the left hand side of this particular formula, on the bottom side of the expression shown in this slide. And on the right hand side, there are three particular parameters. One is related with the spring constant Kx. Second is due to the velocity Bx dx by dt, and the third is due to the acceleration of the mass, that is m into d2x by dt2. So this particular final expression in this slide shown the differential equation that describes the relationship between the input force applied F and the output that is produced in these three independent components. This is again showing here the the rotational system in which we have the similar particular relationship, but now instead of force, the torque Te has been applied, due to which there is a resultant angular displacement theta, and the actual angular speed will be considered here with the omega or d theta by dt, and the acceleration will be considered with the d2 theta by dt2. The I will be actually replacing the m, because now the moment of inertia I has been considered in the rotational motions. The remaining things are unchanged. So in this particular case, the resultant, the torque applied will be considered here as a T, which is again described here with the three components on the LHS in this diagram. And this particular expression has been shown here for the rotational motion. This particular three components has been shown in this slide individually. The first for T is equal to K theta for the rotational displacement or the angular displacement. T is equal to C theta d theta by dt, that is corresponding to the angular velocity C omega. And the third component that is considered here as T is equal to I into d2 theta by dt2, corresponding to the acceleration component. So these are again showing here the three independent components and their corresponding equations. Lastly, in the final differential equation that is represented in the step 4, that is described very similar to that of the actual expression we have described for the translational systems. So in the rotational systems, The terms are only changed, the expression is very similar. So this is all about the system modeling and the mechanical systems for the translational and the rotational motions. Thank you all.